We are on unit 3.5. Yes. Okay, so unit 3.5, we are going to factor trinomials. Factor trinomials. So factor is just divide, essentially. Trinomials are 3 terms. So factor trinomials with leading coefficients. Okay, so basically that means break down 3 terms with numbers in front. Leading is front, coefficient is number. Break down terms with numbers in front. 3 terms with numbers in front. So if I give you something like this, for example, number 1, if I give you the problem 7x squared plus 22x plus 3. 7x squared plus 22x plus 3. Now, I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this. Okay? The way that traditionally I would like you to do this is basically we know we're going to have to break down into 2 parentheses. Okay, what would your signs be? Both plus, both minus, or one of each? If it's plus at the end, they're both the same as the middle. So you know you're going to have a plus and a plus. The problem with this is there's numbers in front and numbers in back. So you basically have to make a list of what could multiply to give you 7. Has to be 1 and 7, right? And you also have to make a list of what's in the back. So what multiplies to give you 3? 1 and 3. Now, where the challenging part is, you have to figure out which numbers go in which spots. Okay, the front numbers we know would have to break down in the fronts of the parentheses. So 1x and a 7x. This is something called guess and check. Okay, so literally you make a list of the factors or the numbers that multiply, and you guess at where they go, and then you check to see if your answer works. So essentially, now if I'm going to check or guess at where should the 1 go, where should the 3 go? Do we want to put the 1 in the first one or the second one? You guess. Anyone, guess. 1 here or 3 here?
3.
1.
Okay, we'll try 1. We'll find out why I liked yours better. Okay. Now, what you have to do is you have to check it. So you have to multiply on the inside, multiply on the outside. If you multiply on the inside, 1 times 7x gives you plus 7x. If you multiply on the outside, you get plus 3x. When you add those together, do I get the target of 22 in the middle? No. So then, we get to try again. Okay? I tried that one. It didn't work. Let's try again. Let's switch them. So yes, we should have gone with our original suggestion.
I agree.
Okay, well, some of you agreed, some of you did not. So it should be 3 and then 1. So now we check again. Okay? Multiply. So there's a lot of erasing involved. This is definitely why you want to use pencil in math. So 3 times 7 gives you plus 21x. 1 times 1 gives you plus 1x. Does that give you the target middle of 22?
Yes.
Yes. So guess what? You got the answer right. Yay! Now, that is one way of factoring. This is called guess and check. This is the most mathematically correct way to factor leading coefficient trinomials. However, there's a trick, and I'm going to show you the trick. Okay, the trick is called over-under. Okay, so this is guess and check. I'm going to show you over-under. What over-under means is I'm going to do the same problem right here, but I'm just going to rewrite it so that you can see it a little bit better. So this is the same thing. For over-under, you literally take the front number, multiply over, and multiply to the last number. So we're going to multiply those together. That would give me x squared plus 22x plus 21. From there, I don't have a number in front anymore. So it's a lot easier to factor. So from there, you do just regular diamond factoring or trinomial factoring. This breaks down what would be your parentheses, or what signs go in your parentheses. Both plus, both minus, or one of each? Both plus. So an x plus and an x plus. Now, you can probably do this part in your head. What would multiply to 21 add to 22? 1 and 21. Now, This is the part where the trick is awesome, but you can't do like half of a trick, okay? You are not done. If I multiplied these together right now, would I get 7x to the second in the front? No, so this is where you can't just do like half the trick. So I multiplied it over. This is called over under. So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it under. Okay, some of you might have heard this as either over under or some people call it bottoms up. From there, that's why we call it over under, thank you. Okay, from there I want you to reduce if you can. Can 1 over 7 reduce? No, since that does not reduce, we take this number and put it to the front of its parentheses. So that becomes 7x plus 1. Can 21 over 7 reduce? Yes, since it can reduce, you should reduce it, and that becomes x plus 3. This is your answer, okay? And this is like your final answer. We are done. That is correct. So hopefully you can see we get the same answer. It's up to you how you would like to do these, okay? Technically, you can do guess and check for every single problem, and that's fine. Or you can use over under. Let's try another one for number 2. I would like you to factor, let's factor 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. 2x squared plus 5x minus 12. We'll take a little vote. Would you guys like me to do the guess and check method or the over or under? Over under. I can't talk, sorry. Okay. If you do guess and check, this one is like kind of lengthy. Okay, the possibilities of 12 could either be 1 and 12, 2 and 6, or 3 and 4. So there's a lot of options that you kind of have to play with. This one I would probably suggest using over under. So again, we take the front number, multiply it over. That gives you x squared plus 5x minus 24. Then you factor just like a normal trinomial factoring. What would your signs be here? Both plus, both minus, or one of each? Negative at the end has to be one of each. The only way you could get a negative is to have one positive and one negative multiplying together. Now think of what can multiply to negative 24 and add to positive 5. 3 and 8. Okay, so we know we're going to have 3 and 8. So you might want to write yourself a little note there. Which one should go with the positive sign? The 3 or the 8? How do you know it's the 8? The larger number goes with the same sign as the middle, yes. So this would be x plus 8 and x minus 3. Now, like I said earlier, the problem with this trick is people tend to stop right here, and that is wrong, okay? You're not done until you bring those front numbers back. So over, now I'm going to bring them back and put them under. For this first one, that does reduce, so you should get x plus 4. The second one does not reduce, so move it up to the front. It only goes to the front of its parentheses, okay? It does not travel outside of its parentheses. That's your answer. The way that you could check any of these is you could actually multiply those back together, okay? And they would work. Questions on how I did that? This is starting to become a little bit, and you guys have done this before, whether or not you remember it. You have done this in Algebra 1. Is it coming back a little bit? Say it again. You don't remember this? Okay, it's been a couple years.
I remember like the whole parentheses.
Oh, you remember that there was parentheses?
Yeah.
Well, that's better than nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I remember there being a 3 in there somewhere too.
You remember there might have been a 3 in Algebra 1?
Yeah,
awesome. Okay, let's try another one. For number 3. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, dear. For number 3, let's do 6y squared minus 11y plus 4. I'd like you to factor 6y squared minus 11y plus 4. Go ahead and try this one. Try to start it on your own. Ben, write it down, please. So first step is to take this, multiply it over. So that would give you y squared minus 11y plus 24. Put in your signs. Should your signs be both positive, both negative, or one of each? Both negative. Okay, what multiplies to 24 adds to 11? 8 and 3. So I did over. Now I'm going to bring it back under. You do have to reduce. If you do not reduce, it is definitely going to be wrong. Okay, so if we reduce this, that becomes y minus 1/2. I don't want fractions here. Okay, so once you reduce, if you still have a fraction, what you do is you take the denominator and move it up front to the parentheses. So this actually becomes 2y minus 1. Same thing here. I do want you to reduce. So what does 8 over 6 reduce to be? 4 over 3. Since it didn't reduce to a whole number, again, you take the denominator, move it up. So that becomes 3y minus 4. That's the answer that we're looking for. Bless you. Questions on how I'm doing this? Questions at all so far? It's not hard. People just don't like it because there's steps involved.
Yeah. I like 2 plus 2 equals 4. No steps.
Yay. Okay, let's try another one. For number 4, again, I would like you to factor 2x squared minus 8x minus 10. 2x squared minus 8x minus 10. Where do you think we start on this one? Give you a late homework class if you can tell me correctly. Where do you start? Colton? I don't know. You tell me. Where do you start?
2, 10.
No.
What?
GCF.
Thomas. GCF. Yes. I know that was kind of tricky.
My arm was
Okay.
up first.
Yes. GCF. No matter what kind of factoring you're doing, you always have to look for GCF first. Okay? If you take out a GCF here, I'm going to give it to you. If you take out the GCF, you take out a 2. Left behind would be x squared minus 4x minus 5. Is this bottoms up factoring?
No.
No. This is just normal trinomial factoring with a 2 in the front. Okay, what multiplies to give you 5 adds to give you negative 4.
5 and 1.
Yes. Negative should go with the 5 or the 1.
The 5.
5 goes in with the negative, 1 goes in with the positive. That's it. So sometimes, even though I don't want you to get caught up thinking, oh, there's a number in front, I have to multiply, okay? If you did the bottoms up thing, you would absolutely get the wrong answer here. Okay, it does not work unless you've taken out a GCF first. So that's your answer on that one. I will give you the homework class. I know that was kind of tricky. Okay, next one, number 5. Okay, I have 2 more and then I'll be done. I would like you to try 6x squared minus 11xy plus 4y squared. 6x squared minus 11xy plus 4y squared. Is there GCF on this? No. So, can I do the regular over-under thing, even though there's numbers or letters at the end? Yeah, it's totally fine. It just means that there's letters at the end. Not a big deal. Okay, so take the first one, multiply it to the last one. That gives you x squared minus 11xy plus 24y squared. What will your signs be? Both positive, both negative, or one of each? Both negatives. The x's break down to the beginning, so the y's just go at the end, okay? Doesn't change anything about your numbers. What would multiply to positive 24 add to negative 11? 3 and 8. Doesn't matter which one goes first or second because they're both negative in there. Now, don't forget to bring it back. Okay, if you bring back that 6, already did this problem, sorry. We did this one, just without the y's. It's like right here, sorry guys. So it should have been really easy, sorry. I'm just adding in the y's, my bad. I did this one wrong. So here, you reduce, you should get x minus, this would be 1/2 y. So it becomes 2x minus 1y. So bring this up. Same thing here, that reduced to x minus 4/3y. Bring this up. So you should get 3x minus 4y. Sorry, I did the same one twice. My bad. Okay, I have one more for you, and then we'll be done. Everybody good up to here? Okay, for number 6, for the notes, you do have to write this down, okay? Because there's a little bit of writing right now. On your homework, you do not have to write down the word problem, okay? So, if I tell you that the volume of a rectangular solid is 6x squared plus 22x minus 8 cubic units. The volume of a rectangular solid is 6x squared plus 22x minus 8 cubic units. If the height is 2 cubic units, find the area of the base. The height is 2 cubic units. Find the area of the base. So let's just draw a little picture. If you don't draw the picture well, it's not a big deal, so don't worry about it. Okay, so it's just, we're making a box, basically. How do you find volume? Volume is equal to what? What measurements? Length times width times height?
Yeah.
Okay. What's area? Area is just length times width. Okay, so basically I need to find just the length times width. So if they tell me that my height is 2, that means this is 2. I need to find the other ones. So if I plug this in, the 6x squared plus 22x minus 8 is equal to length times width times 2. How do I find just the length times width? How do I get rid of that 2? How's the 2 attached right now? By add, subtract, multiply, or divide? By multiplication. How do you undo multiplication? Divide. So divide both sides by 2. Okay, if you divide both sides by 2, these are going to go away. So we're going to get length times width. Whenever you're dividing and you have a trinomial, make sure or any kind of polynomial, make sure that the 2 or whatever you're dividing by goes to each part. Okay, so if you divide by 2, we got 3x squared. But don't forget, the 2 still goes to the next part. So plus 11x minus 4. That is your length times width, okay, which is the area of the base. So that's what we're looking for. 3x squared plus 11x minus 4. But that was just the A part. Sorry. Now we have a B part. So now that we've found the area of the base, now I would like you to find the possible length and width of the solid. So find the possible length and width of the solid. So if I know that the area is 3x squared plus 11x minus 4, How do I find the possible length and width? Factor. That's what we've been doing. Exactly. Factor this. Okay, this is what we've been doing for this all day. How do I factor that? What am I going to do? You're going to do the over-under thing, okay? Basically what this is just, you just have to take out the GCF first. Then we're just factoring. So this is really all the same thing that we've been doing. We're just adding in some words. Okay, so to factor this, you're going to take the front number, multiply it over. So that gives you x squared plus 11x minus 12. What are your signs going to be? Both positive, both negative, or one of each? Let's get a negative at the end. What signs do you have to have? 2 plus, 2 minus, or one of each? One of each, so one positive, one negative. What multiplies to 12 adds to positive 11? 12 and 1, so x plus 12, x minus 1. Then bring back that front number. So over 3. If you can reduce, you should. So this first one breaks down to be x plus 4. The second one, this does not reduce, so it goes to the front of that parentheses. So 3x minus 1. So here, these are your possible length and width. I'm not asking for which one is which, but those are the two possible length and widths. Questions on how we did that? Okay, you're doing worksheet number 5, and you're just doing the odds tonight. Okay, worksheet number 5, the odds.